Hello and welcome back to another vlog. Today I know I'm probably a bit late in the month for catching photographs of bluebells, but there's also a waterfall up here and we'll try and get some pictures of that. I'm in a place just outside a small village in Lancashire, a village called Edenfield. I'll put a little map up now so you know whereabouts I am. And I'm just climbing a hill. There's no doubt you can tell the way I'm breathing. I need to get myself a bit fitter. So we'll come down here now. It's a place I've not been to for a long time. A place that I used to come and camp as a child, so it's probably the best part of 40 years since I've been up here. But I'm sure the waterfall will still be there. I know there's been some changes. It was just rough open countryside the last time I was here, but it's been made into a bit of a country park. Whew. That's a fair old hill, is that? But it's not too far along here, probably another half a mile or so. So I'll catch up with you when we get there. So I've now got to the part where I need to cut through the trees now and get down in the waterfall. I can hear it flowing down at the bottom. Hopefully we have had quite a dry spell, so hopefully there'll be plenty of water coming over the waterfall from the moorland. So let's just wangle my way through the trees, see if I can get down there without slipping or breaking my neck or anything, and I'll catch you as soon as we get down to the bottom. So here we are. Looks to be quite a bit of water going over the waterfall. Not as much as what I would have hoped for, but that's all dependent on the amount of rain that we get. So I'll just get down here. I'll tell you what, this was a damn sight easier 40 years ago than it is today. So, I'll just find somewhere dry to put my backpack. I'll do there. And I can get my gear out. There's a bit of an old twig been thrown in the water. I'm going to see if I can get that without getting my feet too wet. It's not actually altering the scene as such, it's just something some kids have just lobbed in off the top there. In fact, when we were kids, that's where we used to jump off there and just land in this pool. It's not very deep. The sort of thing that you certainly wouldn't do in your mid to late 50s. But as kids, you just come flying off the edge there, and well, we were all invincible, weren't we, when we were kids? So you just did it without even thinking about it. But it's absolutely beautiful to be stood here, and it brings back so many memories of a very happy childhood. You know, living in the countryside. Whereas now I live in, you know, a town just outside Manchester. So to come here, it does, it sort of feels a little bit emotional, to be honest, when I'm stood here just looking at this and remembering the people, remembering friends I had then, you know, some who aren't even with us anymore. So yeah, anyway, that's enough of me waffling. Let's get some photography done. I've already got it in my mind, the composition I want. It's a straightforward composition really. I'm just going to use the rocks which are on my left hand side as a leading line up to the waterfall at the end. I'm going to be using a 24mm tilt shift lens, so if I can't get all the scene in one frame, what I can do is shift it to the left, then shift right, and you know, it will end up as a wide angle shot anyway. It's probably about the same equivalent to a 16mm wide angle lens, but the advantage using a tilt shift lens is I can bend the focal plane, get the rocks in the foreground all in focus, and it'll still be in the sweet spot of the lens. I can shoot all this, you know, at f8, f5.6 if I want, and I can still get everything in focus. But I'll talk you through what I'm doing when I get set up. Right, so I've actually found a composition that I like, and I've got the waterfall which is in the upper right hand third of the frame, these rocks in the lower corner of the frame, and then there's just a rock that is going in at a diagonal which is pointing directly at the waterfall in the top of the frame. So I've got the camera onto live view, and what I've done is I've zoomed in using, you know, the magnifying glass there. I've zoomed in right onto the screen, and I've zoomed in at the bottom of the frame, right at the very bottom of the frame, and that's zoomed in at 10 times, which has magnified it all. And what I can see is that I can just, this is a manual lens by the way, just manually focus on the rock which is just down here in front of me. And then I'll go to the top of the frame, scroll it up so I'm now looking up at the top of the waterfall. Just takes a while to get there at 10 times magnification. And what I need to do now is check the focus on the top of the top edge of the waterfall. And if it's slightly out, I can now tilt the lens, which actually tilts the focal plane of the lens in relation to the sensor in the back of the camera, which will then bring everything into focus. I'm just going to fire this shot off now. I can show you now. I'm actually shooting this at f3.5, so you see the amount of depth of field that you can get using a tilt shift lens. So I've got on 2-second timer, and that's the shot there, and I'll put that up on the screen now for you. Next shot I'm going to take now, I'm going to actually put a polarising filter on. I need to slow down the water. I want to get that nice silky feel, and obviously I'll alter the depth of field on the lens. And I'm going to take this as a 3 shot. I'm going to shift all the way to the right, left hand side, and 1 shot in the middle, and 1 shot on the thing. So I've actually got this lens tilted now. I've got about 1 degree of tilt on the lens. That's all it is, just about 1 degree. It's not a massive amount. You can get some really fantastic effects with the tilt shift lens, but I'm not here today to do any, like, make things look miniature or anything like that. What I'm here to do is just get some nice images of this waterfall. So I'll put a polarizer on, and I'll be back to you as soon as I've got myself set up for that. So I've just put the polarizer on. I'm just rotating the polarizer now just to take the glare off the water. And what I'm also going to do is I'll put a 3-stop soft grad in, just take some of the difference in the contrast of the scene. It's very bright up there in the top right hand corner, and it's quite dark down here in the bottom left. So I'll put an ND grad on, and just to bring down the right hand side, of the image. Right, so as you can see now, I've got a 0.9 ND grad, which I've just angled it about 45 degrees just to take some of the brightness off that side of the image. I'm on ISO 100. It's 1/3 of a second, and I'm at f8, and we've got about 1 degree of tilt on the lens. 2-second timer. and I'll put that up for you now. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get a 3-shot panorama, which will give me obviously a better focal length than the 24mm. So I'm going to take an image on the left, an image in the centre, an image on the right hand side, and then I'll stitch them together just in Lightroom, and I'll show you how they come. So all we need to do is just slacken the little locking knob underneath and shift the lens all the way across to the right hand side. Yeah, we've got a 2-second timer, and just take the image. That's that image taken, and then we'll shift the lens back to the middle, and again with the 2-second timer, and then shift the lens all the way to the right hand side, again the 2-second timer. The shot will look very much like it's been taken with a 14 or 16mm lens, but the advantage is with the tilt shift lens, you're shooting at the sweet spot of the glass all the time. I'm shooting this at f8, so I'm not likely to get any diffraction, and also the camera isn't moving, the sensor in the camera is not moving, it's just the glass that we're moving across the sensor. It's a massive piece of glass really on a 24mm lens, so I'll put that together. If it's worked out how I expect it to, I'll put that up now for you. Right, I think that's just about does it for this location. Can't really go any further without getting my feet wet. I've just realised on the Canon M50 that I've started to vlog with now that you can't change your battery. Whilst it's still on a little gorilla pod, you've got to take it all to pieces, you can't get in the battery door, so that's something I'm not that made up with. I'm going to go along the track now, see if I can find some bluebells before I've missed them for this year. Also looking for a bench. If I can find a bench, I can enter this vlog onto our Facebook group's monthly challenge. The Facebook group is Landscape Photography on YouTube UK. Finally got it right. I've been practicing that all morning, and that way then you'll link up to everybody else's. So the challenge for May is landscape photography with a bench. I'll see if I can find a bench somewhere along here. I'm sure there will. It's been turned into a country park now. When I was a little kid, you wouldn't have found a bench along here. Someone would have chopped it up and used it for firewood back then. So, but I'm sure, being a country park, I'm sure we'll find a bench of some description. So yeah, I'll get this packed up, and we'll set off and see if we can find some other things. So I'll catch you in a bit. I can see a small patch of bluebells here, but compared to last year, there's absolutely nothing. But I'll see what I can do with it and see if I can find a composition with a tree and some bluebells. I'm not holding any hopes of a fantastic image, but I'll get my gear out, get set up and see what I can find. Right, so I've found a composition now. It's just of the banking, it just goes up and it's just covered in bluebells. There's not a lot for me to choose from around here. Most of them have been battered down by kids and walkers and dogs and what have you. So I'll show you what my setup is now. I've had to up the ISO because these are all wafting about in the wind, and I just tried a shot then at 100 ISO, it just wasn't having it. The shutter speed was just too slow. So I've upped my shutter speed to 1/60th of a second, and I've got an ISO of 800, and it's just a little shot here. So I'll just turn you around. You might be able to see the sort of thing that I'm looking at, but obviously I'm on 24mm as opposed to the 10mm lens that I've got on this m50. So I'll just set it at, so ISO 800, 1/60th of a second on a 2-second timer. And that's looking okay on the back of the camera. So I'll call it a do for the Bluebells. I'm going to have a wander around now, see if I can find myself a bench. So I've spotted a little bench down here, and I'll just make my way along this path and see if we can get an image of the bench, see if we can find a composition that's reasonably pleasing. It's been very hard this afternoon because of how bright it is. We've got such bright highlights and such deep shadows. So we'll see when I get down here. I mean, it is lovely down here, it really is. But the light's just not good really for photography, but it's the only chance I've had for the last couple of weeks to get out, just due to work commitments. So just got to make the best of it. So I'll look for a bench down here, and I'll get a composition and get set up, and I'll get back to you in a minute. Right, so I found what I'm calling my bench, and it's a stone table, and there's a seat at the side of it. Just see if you can see where the seat is. Yeah. The seats all around it, these are all solid stone. So this is my idea of a bench out in the landscape. So what I'll do, we've got the camera set up there now, and I'll get over there, talk you through the image. So what I've got now, I've got the bench over on the left-hand third of the frame, leading up, and there's a stream of the rocks and the trees leading off into the distance. So I've got set up here now, I've got a 60th of a second, ISO 100, and we're at f8, and 2-second timer. That's the shot, we'll put it up now. So just a quick recap for you. I've filmed all this vlog with the Canon M50. This is the first time I've used it for actual vlogging. I've taken plenty of stills with it, and I'm more than happy with all the stills. I'm more than happy how light it is. It's got a little screen on the side, so it's ideal for vlogging. I don't know what the video quality is going to be like, but this will be, the proof will be in the pudding when I upload this video and we get to see that. I appreciate you sticking with me this long. If you like what you've seen, please consider liking and subscribing, and comment below, and I will respond to all comments. So thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next one.